today in class we started solving systems by elimination. Elimination, all we did is we made sure that we had opposite coefficients. If we had opposite coefficients, then we could add two equations together, have one of the variables eliminate, and we'd be able to solve for the other variable. Turns out this is pretty easy. As long as you have opposite coefficients, as long as you have an opposite coefficient, then you're good to go. You have to have opposite coefficients though. If you don't have opposite coefficients, then you're in trouble. You gotta do some work. But if you have opposite coefficients, it's easy. Here's number 1 off your homework. 2x plus 5y equals 17, 6x minus 5y equals -9. I have a system. Do I have opposite coefficients? Not on the x's, but I do on the y's, 5 and -5. If I have opposite coefficients, I can add the equations together. 2x plus 6x is 8x. 5y minus 5y is 0. 17 plus -9 is 8. Divide by 8, divide by 8, x equals 1. If I know x equals 1, I can go back and substitute. 2 times 1 plus 5 times y equals 17. And you could go and sit there and figure out that y equals 3. So I've got 1, 3, and that's just by plugging back in. Okay, number 2. I want to solve this system by elimination. Do I have opposite coefficients? On the x's, yes, 7 and -7 are opposite, so I can add these together. Because when I add these together, I get 0. 2y plus y is 3y. 10 plus -16 is -6. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Y equals -2. So I have half my solution. Go find x. You can find that by plugging in. And put that in the top one. 7x plus 2 times -2 equals 10. You get 7x minus 4 equals 10. Add 4, add 4. 7x equals 14. X equals 2. So we can solve that. 3 is a little different. Do I have opposite coefficients in front of the x's? No. I've got 2's and 2's, but they're the same. They're just not opposites. How about the y's? No, I have a -3 and a +1. Those aren't opposites. So instead of adding on this one, I can actually subtract, because that'll give me opposite signs. So I can subtract. 2x minus 2x is 0. -3y minus y is -4y. 61 minus -7 is 68. Divide by -4 on both sides. Y equals negative, a positive divided by negative is negative 17. Now I can go back and I can plug this in into one of these two equations. I want to plug it in the bottom one because it looks easier. So I'm going to do 2x minus 17 equals -7. I'm going to add 17 to both sides. 2x equals 10, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 5. So my order pair is 5 and -17. So you do need opposite coefficients. If they're not opposites but they're the same, you can subtract. On 4, do I have opposite coefficients? Yes, the 11s are opposites, so I can add together. 13x equals -39. This went to 0. Divide by 13, divide by 13. X equals -3. And now, since I have part of my solution, I can go get the y by just plugging in. And I can choose which one I want to plug into. I'm going to put it in the top one. 8 times -3 plus 11y equals 20. -24 plus 11y equals 20. Add 24 to both sides. 11y equals 44. Divide by 11, divide by 11. Y equals 4. And that's the order pair. That's the answer. Okay, it does get harder. On number 9, 3x minus 10y equals -25, and 4x plus 40y equals 20. Do I have opposite coefficients here? No. How about here? No. I don't have opposite coefficients, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make them opposites. And you want to make this as easy on your life as possible. I notice this is a 10 and this is a 40. How can I turn a 10 into a 40? Multiply by 4. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by 4, and this should solve it for me. It's going to give me 12x minus 40y equals -100. And I have 4x plus 40y equals 20. So check. Do I have opposite coefficients now? Yes. I didn't change the second equation. I only changed the first equation. I multiplied it by 4 so that I could get opposite coefficients, which I now have. I can solve this. 12x plus 4x is 16x. -40y plus 40y is 0. -100 plus 20 is -80. Divide by 16, divide by 16, x equals -5. If I want to go figure out what y is now, because I have part of my answer, I have that the x is -5. If I want to figure out the y, I can go plug this in. anywhere. And I'm going to plug it in to the second equation. But it doesn't matter, you can plug it into any equation you want. 4 times negative 5 plus 40y equals 20. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20 plus 40y equals 20. Add 20 both sides. 40y equals 40. Divide by 40, divide by 40, y equals 1. So I got y equals 1, x is negative 5, 5, 1. I'm going to skip to number 13. Do I have opposite coefficients on 13? No. Can I get them? Yes. What can I multiply the bottom equation by? I can multiply the bottom equation by positive 11. That gives me a negative 88 here and a positive 88 there. So the first equation, I didn't change it, so I'm just rewriting it. 88x minus 5y equals 39. Bottom equation, I did change it, so I am rewriting it. Negative 80x plus 33y equals negative 11. Add those together. I get negative 28y, sorry, positive 28y equals positive 28. Divide by 28, divide by 28, y equals 1. And now I can go plug that back into either equation and get the answer. I'm going to plug it in the bottom equation, but I don't know that anyone's easier than the other one. Negative 8x plus 3 times 1 equals negative 1. Negative 8x plus 3 equals negative 1. Subtract 3 from both sides. Negative 8x equals negative 4. Divided by negative 8. Divided by negative 8. X equals negative by negative is positive. 4 over 8 is 1/2. So my ordered pair is x is 1/2, y is 1. I'll give you 2 hard ones, and then the rest will be on your own. I'm going to try 19. 3x minus 2y equals 10, and 2x plus 3y equals negative 2. Do I have opposite coefficients? On the x's? No. On the y's? No. Can I get opposite coefficients? Yes, but it won't be as easy this time. What I need to do is get the same number but opposite in front of either the x's or the y's. I'm going to choose to do the y's because they look maybe easier. I don't know. They already have the opposites done for me. So I got to think 1 over 2 and 3 both go into. They both go into 6. So I'm going to make those into 6's. What can I do to make that 2 into a 6? Multiply by 3. What can I do to make that 3 into a 6? Multiply by 2. So my top equation becomes 9x minus 6y equals 30. Then I multiply by everything. Bottom equation gives me 4x plus 6y equals negative 4. I can add these 2 equations together. I'm going to get 13x equals 26. Divide by 13, divide by 13, x equals 2. And now once I know what x is, I can go back and plug in and get y. And I can plug in into this equation, this equation, this equation, and this equation. I'm going to plug it in this one. 2 times 2 plus 3 times y equals negative 2. 4 plus 3y equals negative 2. Subtract 4, subtract 4. 3y equals negative 6. Divide by 3, divide by 3, y equals negative 2. So my ordered pair is x equals 2, y equals negative 2, or just 2, negative 2. I'm going to get you one more, and then we're going to be done here. 21. 21 says 10x plus 8y equals 2, 8x plus 6y equals 1. Alright. Do I have opposite coefficients? Not on the x's, not on the y's. Can I get opposite coefficients? Yes. Just your choice which one you want to work with. I'm going to work with the x's this time. Is there any number that 10 and 8 both go into? Yeah, how about 40? I can turn this into a 40 by multiplying by 4. If I'm turning that into a 40, I need to make this a negative 40, so I'm going to multiply by negative 5. And what do I get? I'll get 40x plus 32y equals 8. And down here, negative 40x minus 30y equals negative 5. I can add these 2 equations together. I'm going to get 2y equals 3. Divide by 2, divide by 2, y equals 3/2. And I can go back and I can plug that in if y equals 3/2. Plug in the bottom one. 8x plus 6 times 3 over 2 equals 1. I get 8x plus 18 over 2 equals 1. 8x plus 9 equals 1. Subtract 9, subtract 9. 8x equals negative 8, divide by 8, divide by 8, x equals negative 1. So my solution, negative 1, 3/2, and we're done.